to this episode of the Capable Minds podcast. Today we have Ryan George, owner of RG Rack and Foot Refresh. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel to help us grow. I hope you enjoy this episode, but before we get started, ask yourselves one question. What makes you capable?
Capable Minds podcast.
All right, Ryan. Thank you very much for coming in and speaking to us today on the Capable Minds podcast. So,
Thank you for having me.
can you start just by giving the audience at home a brief description, who you are, what you do, where you're from, that sort of thing, just to start us off?
I'm Ryan George from Swansea. I'm the owner of RG Rack and Foot Refresh. It's just a reselling business, buy, selling, sourcing. I also make custom shoes as well, and then Foot Refresh is cleaning page as well.
Oh yeah, sick. So two businesses, and they sort of coincide with each other. So obviously you're offering the ability to source trainers for people, but then also people who have had nice trainers in the past and they've had them for a little while, then you also offer the service of bringing them back to
new, yeah.
to nearly brand new, yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. So can you take us back? What do you think were the major influences for you getting into a business like this?
So I played football, and I was so focused on football, I needed something to sort of distract me from football. So I'm so into fashion, shoes, clothing, and I feel like it was a perfect opportunity to go into this. And it was a guy from America that I used to watch like mostly every week.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, but he was like a young reseller. He used to do it from his house, so it was perfect for me because it's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
And then from there, after watching him, that's what I saw going into it. So I started selling my own shoes that I had that I wanted to get rid of. And then the money I would make, so I would pay for like retail price.
Yeah.
Even after using them, I was still making more money than what I bought them for.
Crazy, isn't it?
So like after seeing that, that's what like pushed me on then to go ahead with it.
Yeah, it's funny you should say about the football culture, because obviously they're heavily into their fashion and their designer brands and stuff like that. So do you think you were influenced by the players at Newport and stuff like that when you were playing football all those years?
Everyone in the football industry, they all wanted like you know, designer shoes or designer clothes. So that was like it was already a part of me anyway, being around there, everyone else doing it.
Yeah. So
it influenced me to do it. So yeah.
100%. And you know, you say even on your used trainers you were making a profit. Was that something that you already knew would happen, or was it when you sold them you were like, fuck, I can actually make a profit out of this?
At the time, I didn't know.
Yeah. That's mad. I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like you fell into the business almost.
Literally.
Just from your passion.
I didn't know at the time. And then obviously when I sold it, that's when I realized like, you know, it threw me back a bit because I've already used them.
Yeah.
And I was selling it for more than what I bought it for. So, because in like, mostly like back then it was like Yeezys, Jordans, Nike Dunks.
Yeah.
They were like the main three. And they would like, the prices would skyrocket.
Yeah.
So retail was the lowest price you would probably ever get them for. And even used, they were going like crazy amounts back then as well.
When would you say, like, how old were you when you first got that taste for it? Like, when did you sell your first pair?
I was about 19.
19,
My first pair, my own pairs I was selling. My first, about 19, yeah.
What was the profit on the first pair?
On the first pair?
Thinking back's funny probably, isn't it?
It must have been about, I'm going to say about £50.
Yeah.
But after used as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's still a bit of money.
So that £50 then piqued your interest, and then you thought, if I do this on a larger scale, obviously you're going to make a business out of it, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
So after you sold all your own trainers, what was the first pair that you went and bought to actually resell? Do you remember that?
The first pair I bought was around Halloween. So they were doing a drop.
Yeah.
It was a nightcap then. It was a Halloween pair, but they were glow in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
There is an Air Force. I can't remember the exact name, but it was just Air Force Halloween pair, and it was glow in the dark. And I remember I bought them. All drops drop at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I remember I woke up early, just waiting on my laptop just to get that pair. And that was the first pair I managed to get. Because it's so hard. So many people are trying to get each pair. So you have to be like quick, on it, ready. And I managed to get them, and I sold them like the day later. I made about, I think it was like £70 on my first pair. Yeah.
So you know people who go and wait for a drop to land. Are you able to buy more than one pair?
No.
So you can only buy one.
One pair,
each.
yeah.
So would you be able to, say for example, tell two of your mates to make sure they're on there at that time?
So
and then
yeah.
would you like give them money then to get it for you, sort of thing?
Yeah. So it's two ways of doing it. You can either, a lot of people, they have bots.
Oh, okay.
So bots is like, it does it all for you.
Yeah.
So with a bot, you can get multiple pairs, as many as you want, all different pairs. So, but it costs a lot of money to get the bot.
Yeah.
But that is probably one of the best ways to get the pairs in to earn money. By the time starting off, I didn't have a bot.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
I would just like tell my mates, tell people I know, just to get on there for me, and then if they manage to get it, I'll give them money.
Yeah.
So what everyone's making really. So yeah.
How did you know that the Halloween ones, the first pair you bought to resell, how did you know that they would sell like well? Or was it a risk? Like, did you?
Every pair's a risk really.
Yeah.
Obviously, like people, like there's pages on Instagram and stuff saying like how much profit you could make. But it's because all pairs drop in America first,
Yeah.
before the UK. So we're always behind on mostly anything anyway.
Yeah.
But sneakers are always behind. So everyone would just gather off them, off the Americans, see what they done. So then, but everything is a risk really. So you never really know exactly how much. So
Yeah.
you sometimes, like I've lost money on pairs. So it is a risk really.
Does that happen often?
I won't say often, but it does happen a lot.
What's the one that hurt the most?
Hit the most.
The one that you thought was going to do well, and you thought, oh fuck, this ain't going to work. This pair.
It was a pair of Dunks I got. Probably a pair of Dunks. Like the Pandas. Panda Dunks.
Yeah, black and white ones.
Back in the day, they would drop for, I think back then was £90. So that's what they would drop for, and then they would go up to like, at the time it was like £300-400, like straight away.
It's crazy.
But like now, they're sitting in like shelves in stores. So
Yeah.
like they're not even selling for. If you buy them now, you're losing money. You know what I mean? So like just like Dunks really. I remember I bought a blue pair of Dunks, and they stayed the same. They didn't go up. They didn't go down, lucky enough, but they just stayed the same. I didn't actually lose on them, but I thought they were gonna go like skyrocket. So I thought they were gonna go for loads, but they didn't move.
So when a pair like that happens, do you just keep them until they sell, or do you reduce them and then just get them out your way, sort of thing?
So I would wait. So I would normally wait at least a few weeks, maybe a few months. If they don't move, then I would just take the loss. Just to like get another pair in, just to do that one.
Yeah.
But I try and like limit that as much as I can.
And where do you keep all your stock?
It's currently I have like a little, say like an office in my house.
Oh,
so,
sick.
But I'm just doing everything from the house a minute.
That's class. I love that. That's like me with the brand. Like, it's obviously at early stages, isn't it?
Yeah.
Couple of years in, sort of thing. You're not going to be able to go and get a massive unit full of stock and stuff. So starting in your house, like I can resonate with that straight away, because that's literally what I'm doing with the brand. So I love that. This episode is brought to you by Envio Apparel, an activewear and lifestyle brand, and you can get 15% off your whole order with code CapableMinds15. Check out envioapparel.com or on socials, EnvioOfficial. Let's get back to the podcast. When you started realizing you could turn your like passion into a business, what were other people's sort of views on that? Like when you told them, oh, I'm going to do this, were any of them like, probably you shouldn't do it, or were they like spurring you on? Talk to me about the reaction.
Yeah, so that's no one, especially my family, no one really knew like how much, but that it was even a business in it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, my family were like, oh, like get a job and stuff like that, as it normally is.
Yeah, old line, yeah.
And even with the cleaning, it was obviously cleaning. You don't really hear of it much, cleaning shoes. So I just wanted to get into it, and be one of the first around Swansea, just to like start in and see how it does. I never knew myself, so I just wanted to try it. But my parents were like, oh, it won't be nothing in that cleaning. No one wants to take the shoes to get cleaned. But to be fair, it's doing well so far. So
it's a different generation, isn't it? They're not going to understand it.
Yeah, it's different.
Just over the last sort of 10 years, would you say 5 to 10 years, stuff like that started blowing up. But what about the reaction of like the positive people? Like who did you feel like you got a lot of support from?
Definitely my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, and my friends as well. To be fair, they all like supported me through it, and obviously helped me like even with stuff I needed or recording or like doing content with me. They always like to be fair help me. Yeah. So.
And you know, like the process. So say I come to you and I'm like, oh, I want a pair of these rare Jordans, for example. How would the sourcing? Let's just talk me through the process of the. So I come to you, ask for a pair of Jordans, specific pair that I can't get my hands on. So I come to you. Talk me through that process.
So, so as you said, there's so many different ways of reselling, and that's another way is sourcing. So when people come to me, they send me photos of that pair. That can you get these in? So then, obviously, my job is then to go out and get that pair in. So obviously, from over the years of contacts through reselling,
networking key.
Yeah, literally, so just growing obviously relationships with other resellers, say. So I would go out there and ask them, have you got this? They say no, I go to the next person. But obviously if it comes to it, then I would have to just do it myself and just go on to like, you can check like eBay, places like that, which is, and then I try and find the lowest priced pair I can get, or I try and bring people down as best I can to get as low it for them, which is obviously better price for them then.
Yeah, because and you need to make a profit as well.
Yeah.
So if you're buying high, your profit margin's getting smaller, isn't it?
Smaller, yeah.
So how long would it typically take for you to go and source a pair of trainers on average?
I tend to do it on the same day. So I try to go out and get it on the same day. People ask.
That's sick.
Just so it's done out the way, and I don't forget. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Don't forget. But then for them, obviously, it does take a while for them to ship. I tried to ask them to ship it next day to me, so then I can ship it next day to them.
Yeah.
But sometimes it does take longer, especially if it's coming from abroad as well. It takes maybe up to a week.
Yeah, fair. And you know the other resellers who you know? Are there some who you're like, oh, like he takes fucking ages to get these pairs to me, like you know that? Or are there some who are like literally on the ball, like you?
Yeah, there's all different types. They are. Some people will take ages even to respond to me.
Frustrating, right?
It's annoying. It is annoying.
Proper frustrating. So what would you say the like scope is for a business like this, reselling, sourcing and that sort of thing? Like how far can this really go?
It depends really. Like obviously I want it to go as high as I possibly can through
100%.
it. But obviously it depends. Like I just need to obviously work hard with it, spend hours and just try and get as best I can. Try and get as many people like on board with it with me, sort of thing. So, but I'm hoping it just keeps rising.
The thing is, you're a one-man band right now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's gonna come a point, of course, in the near future where you're gonna have to employ people or bring someone in for equity or whatever, give them like a percentage of your business to come in as a partner, and then it sort of spreads out your workload. But then it also gives you the opportunity to go higher because there's now two people working towards the goal. Yeah. So is that something you thought about? Or?
Yeah, it is. Like at the minute, I'm like doing so much because obviously I'm doing cleaning. I'm doing cleaning myself, so obviously I'm getting pairs in every single day. Yeah. And then obviously I'm trying to focus on, doing content, TikTok. Yeah. Sourcing, just getting pairs in just for the website. Like I do a drop every Thursday now going forward.
Sick.
So it's I'm ranging around 30 to 50 pairs every Thursday. I got my own website, so I need to edit that. So it is hard, but I definitely need to eventually get people in around me to help me. So yeah.
That's sick. And for your sort of service, I'm guessing for like the designer umbrella, you get people who are quite well known asking you for like sourcing and stuff like that.
Yeah. Definitely. Like I try and stay away from sort of designer pairs, as in like Gucci, Dior. I try and stay away from that because obviously a lot more expensive than obviously say Dunks, Jordans. So it's a lot more harder to move, as in the shoe. But if people come into me and ask me for that pair, I will do it.
You can still source it.
So a lot of I get a lot of footballers, boxers, say, mostly around this area. But that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get it out more to England way, and try and get people to see it that way, sort of thing. So I'm running ads as well. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing where you're obviously doing really well in your area, but that's how it starts. You conquer your area first, and then branch out further. Yeah. A lot of businesses, they try and branch out way too early. and then they haven't really conquered. You haven't conquered Swansea yet. Do you know what I mean? As soon as you conquer Swansea and like South Wales, and then start branching out to like Bristol, the next one over, and then so on and so on and so on, and then eventually you're in the UK, like all over the country.
Yeah.
Stuff like it'll happen. It just takes a little bit of time. What sort of content? So when like a footballer or a boxer or anyone comes in, do you ask them if you can record the content with them so you can like promote yourself and your business, or like I'm guessing they're comfortable with that anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, well, I try to whenever I send a pet out, I always ask like, can you take, you know, a photo of the shoe, tag me on the stories or anything, just so like a little help, just to get me out there. But I haven't really had the opportunity to, you know, take a photo or record it with them yet. I've had a few people like play for Swans, and a Cardiff, places like that, but I've always like just sent them out. Do you know what I mean? So that is something I need to do more. Is like me in person, like delivering.
100%. So I'm guessing your girlfriend would be coming along with you to drop them off, and then she can film you handing them over and all that sort of thing. Because that sort of content is what people love seeing, and they love the what's the word where it's like not cool, but it's like if it's respected by sort of like athletes and celebrities and that sort of thing, then the general population are going to have that perception that, oh, if they wear it, I want to wear it. Do you know what I mean? Or if they use your service, I want to use your service. Because it gets credibility. That's the word. That was the word I was thinking of. Yeah, it gives credibility when you're working with people at the higher end of society, sort of thing. Yeah. So
that's what it is, like so big to get, you know, footballers in or anything really that are higher, because once they got it, that's when everyone else will want it.
And you know the shoes where we were talking about earlier with the pandas?
Yeah.
Is there any other shoe that you would say you see too much of?
Too much of? Definitely like, the pandas, yeah.
That do your head in? If people come with a pair, I go, oh, fuck off.
That's a tough one. But 100% the pandas, but then I'd probably just say Air Force maybe. Air Force.
Not Air Forces.
No, I don't like them, but I just see them so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because obviously everyone, especially summer now, everyone just loves Air Force.
Yeah.
But it is the perfect summer shoe, to be fair.
Oh yeah, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong. I can't believe the price has gone from, you know, when I was like in high school, they used to be like 60 quid, 62 quid. And now they're like 125, aren't they?
120 £120, yeah.
Yeah, madness. It's literally doubled in like 10 years.
It's crazy.
So talk me through, if you had a pair of Air Forces, how does the customization work?
So if someone brings it, well now I'm doing Air Force, Adidas campuses, and I'm doing Vans drop-in next week.
Sick.
But with the Air Force, with them Rope Place Customs, people bring it to me. They can either bring their own shoe, and then they can ask me, can I put the rope laces in for them?
Yeah.
Or I got so much stock now with Air Force, I just stocked up on Air Force campuses. So people, I'll go on my website and buy it through my website. So then once they buy it through the website, that's when I like put the rope pieces in and customize them, and I make them through. I don't already make them, so I make them when the order comes through. I have the shoe already, just in case. So.
And can you just show us the rope laces?
This is our latest drop.
They're
on
fresh,
a pair.
they are. Proper fresh. Have a look.
These are called Bone.
Yeah, they're nice, they are. They're clean. I love the rope laces. So can you talk me through like how that works? Because whenever I see them, I always think, how does that even work, you know?
Yeah, so with the holes, obviously, the holes need to be a lot bigger.
Yeah.
So for the rope to go through. So what I use is hole puncher.
Yeah.
So hole puncher around it a few times. It does take a while, but once you got it, then it's sound. So you got to be careful you don't get the holes too close. Because if you get them too close, obviously it'll snap them. So it needs to be like the perfect size for the rope to go through, but not too big.
It looks sick. You can't even tell. You literally can't even tell. Like the holes are proper clean as well. Like there's no like little bits of shedding, nothing like that.
Yeah. So then what I do after that, I got like this drill.
Yeah.
Can't remember the name, but this drill then after the hole. So then I go through the with the like this little drill. Yeah. And it makes it like more of a round shape for the rope, so it's more like cleaner. Yeah,
they're sick. So how much would those trainers retail for?
These are at 170.
170, yeah. 170. That's not too bad, to be fair.
Yeah, because these are actually the Billie Eilish trainers, Air Force.
Yeah.
So they're more like they're not a normal Air Force. But with the normal Air Force, they're around 150.
Yeah.
So there's all different prices really that we vary with them.
Yeah, they're sick. So we've spoken about shoes that you can't see, that you see too much of. Can we talk about a shoe which has sort of eluded you over the years? Is there any shoe that someone's come and asked for, or a trainer or a sneaker, and you just haven't been able to get hold of it, or it's taken you fucking ages to get it?
I'm gonna say probably a Travis Scott. Not so much I can't get, because they are like, there's a lot out there, but it's just the pricing on them is so much now, because obviously they drop for 140 and they're averaging around $1,000 now.
What?
It's crazy, but obviously people want to try and get them as low as they can.
Yeah, of course.
But then the prices on them are so expensive, no one really wants to pay that. Do you know what I mean? So it's tough to get them at like a decent price.
Yeah, and how do you guarantee with a Travis, for example, if you did get them, how would you guarantee your customers they're authentic?
Well, there's two ways of doing it. It's a good one. Two ways of doing it. So either over the years, so I've seen so many different shoes. So I sort of know now. I had one in this week that someone bought me a pair, and he wanted a pair of rope laces in them. Yeah. But the Air Force were fake.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't know that. So I had to explain that to him. But I just knew because of the material. It's like loads of different things. The way the Nike tick is, the stitching. Yeah. The underneath the insole, I checked like the stitching around there. But if I don't know the shoe, if it's new to me, I've never had it before, then I got this, it's called the Check app. Oh yeah. So I think it's like £5 just to check. It takes about 30 minutes. £5 per pair? Yeah, it is £5. Is it? It is £5 per pair, yeah. But it takes about 30 minutes just to authenticate it. And then they'll come back then if it's fake or... So who runs that app? Don't know. I think it's an American app. Yeah. I think it's an American app, but like loads of people, anyone can use it. Because 30 minutes is a fucking good amount of time. Yeah. To authenticate a pair, especially through. Is it a video or a picture? Through pictures. So they'll ask you for pictures of the underneath the insole. Yeah. The actual insole, the shape of the shoe. They'll ask you for like loads of different. That's mad. Shoes. Even the box as well. They ask you for like the labels on the box. That's sick. That. So they literally just get them from there. Yeah. So it is mad. It kind of covers your ass a bit, don't it? Like, as if you're ever reselling a shoe and then you sell someone a fake shoe on accident, straight away your credibility plummets, doesn't it? Yeah, so that's one thing I've got to be careful of. How important is that to you, like maintaining your credibility? That's it. That's one of the main things I'd say for me, is making sure that every pair is 100% authentic, no matter what. Like, so that's if I don't know. That's why I literally. Most of the time, if I'm not 100%, I will do it. Yeah. Just to check it, just to be 100%. Because £5 nothing really, is it? For the credibility of your business. Yeah. That's essentially what you're paying for. You're paying for people to trust your business. Yeah. So £5 here and there, it's not really much. And how do you get that across on social media? Obviously, in your bio, you've got authenticity guaranteed. So obviously, you hear stories all the time of people selling fakes and stuff like that in this industry. So how do you get across that people can really trust you through social media? It's hard. It's hard. It is hard because there is so much fake now. Like literally everyone. It's like so much cheaper, really. So everyone just like you'll see most people with fakes on like these days more than real. Like there's so many going about now. So for me, it is just all about like word of mouth really, and just. I try to do as much as I can, just say 100% authentic, and like reviews, like stories and that like that. It helps a lot, just in case. Definitely. Through that. Has anyone ever questioned a pair? Not when they've arrived, no. Just when obviously they're buying them. Yeah. When they're buying them, like saying like how do you know if they're 100% authentic or where they're from and stuff like that. So, but I always like say the truth and. You got to put them at ease, haven't you, kind of thing? Because they're partnering with, even though like it's not massive amount of money, but for a pair of trainers, if you're talking like $500 up to $1,000 or whatever, it's still a decent amount of money for a pair of trainers. For shoes, they want to know they're obviously real, and then it's down to you to obviously say, I've done this. Trust me, they're real. Yeah. And is there like a money back sort of thing or?
What if they're not happy with it? What happens?
If they know what happened with the trainer.
Yeah.
But they can, it is return. You can
Yeah.
return all trainers if they're not happy with them, and they just like get their money back.
So there's a bit of security there for
Yeah.
the customer as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, 100% guaranteed anyway.
Yeah.
But if there was ever a case of that, then you allow the customer to return them as well. That's good.
Yeah.
Really good for you. Okay, so where do you see this business going over the next sort of few years? Give me the like short-term vision. Let's talk like, I don't know, 3 to 5 years, for example. Where do you see RG Rack?
For the next 3 to 5 years, so obviously I'm hoping I can get more people on board.
Yeah.
That's one of the big things I want to do, just help me grow, because I feel like with more people,
100%.
I'm going to grow. It's easier for me to grow as well.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I don't know about 3 to 5 years, but a shop is on my mind always.
Yeah.
I don't know where. I don't know if I would do it in Swansea or maybe Cardiff. I don't know, but definitely like England area.
Yeah.
I want to do a shop.
Yeah, sick. So people will come in and literally trade you their trainer sort of thing in person.
Yeah, so it's obviously so much easier then. So you have like a base
Yeah.
of like everyone can just come in and just sell shoes,
Yeah,
buy shoes,
class.
source pairs. I can do everything from the shop, so it's just so much easier for me.
Yeah.
And like people just come in, so it's not. I can still do it online as well, but it's just easier that way also.
It's funny you should say that, because there's a guy that I like watching on TikTok who does like reselling trainers,
Yeah.
Jordans and everything. And I think his name's Rami. Have a look at him. But he has a shop in the US.
Yeah.
And people come in and he either gives them like store credit. So
Yeah,
say for
store
example,
credit.
let's just say a pair is $2,000.
Yeah.
He'd be like, oh, I'll give you 1,400 cash, or I'll give you $2,000 store credit, for example.
Mm.
And then it's up to them if they want to buy more shoes from you in store
Yeah.
and have the extra money, or take a little bit less and have the cash.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a good way of doing it.
It is. It's a lot. Obviously, they want the customers to do store credit, so
Yeah.
they always do like more than
Yeah.
that. So
It
they
makes
always-
sense then, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does. To be fair, yeah.
So what advice would you say to someone looking to start a business like this? And also, what I wanted to ask you is, would you ever get into clothes as well, or are you going to stick to shoes?
With the clothes part, I have tried. I did do clothes this year. I did start doing clothes. I done like Broken Planet, Supreme.
Yeah.
They're probably the most ones that are doing the best for reselling. But clothes is a lot harder because I've been so much into shoes all these years
Yeah.
so far. Doing clothes is like just it's complete different.
Yeah.
It's just like stuff of it. It's just so much like I'm confused doing it. So maybe in a few years I want to like get on board with that. So it's more extra. Then I got more different things, not just shoes. So maybe eventually I get back into it, sort of thing.
But then again, it comes down to if you hire someone who's shit hot with clothes,
Yeah.
that again, you bring them in then, and then that gives RG Rack an extra element of
That's-
selling. So
It is. It's an extra like just part of it then. So
maybe in the future. So what would you give to someone watching at home then who may be looking to start getting into sourcing, reselling? Like, what would a bit of advice be for them?
I would just literally just go for it. Just get it. Get into it. Just after the first pair, even if you don't make money in the first pair, you make money. You will make money in the second, third pair. Just keep going, even if you lose money from doing it. And there's so many different platforms now you can resell on. You have eBay, Depop, Vinted now,
Yeah.
and there's also a new platform just come out. I think the last few months. It's called Tilt.
Oh yeah.
It's a live auction. So you go on there, you auction all your trainers on there. So it's just live, everyone's watching.
Yeah.
And that's what I started doing, and so far that's scaled my business like so much. That's helped me. So if anyone new, you don't even have to be big to go on there.
Yeah.
And you get like so many followers from it. So jump on there, even like old trainers, used ones. So there's so many different ways of reselling now. You got sourcing. You can go to like Nike outlets, get like cheaper pairs from there.
Yeah.
You can do drops from in the morning. There's loads of different ways of doing it, and then you can like scale it in different ways, and that's what I done with cleaning as well.
Yeah, it's
So,
class. When you were talking about the platforms, I noticed you mentioned 3-4 different ones.
Yeah.
Every pair you get then, do you put on all 4 platforms or all 5 platforms, or do you have one which you always go to, and then if it don't quite sell on there fast enough, you put it on the others?
Yeah, well, I got my own website, so
Yeah.
I always put everything on my website first. and then I'll put it on Instagram saying like this is on my website with
Yeah.
a link. If that don't sell, then I'll put it on all them platforms. There.
Okay.
And then my last resort is Tilt,
I see,
the
yeah.
auction.
Because with your website, obviously you just pay to have your shop obviously online. But then on the Vinted and stuff like that, you've got to pay a percentage, haven't you, to that platform?
Yeah.
So if it
Vinted
sells-
now is Vinted Depot has changed now, so the buyer has to pay protection.
Oh, okay.
But eBay, the seller has to pay protection. So it is obviously I lose a bit of money through it.
Yeah.
So that's
And obviously you want your own website you want to sell direct to consumer, really, don't you?
Well, my main aim is to obviously with them platforms you won't really speak to the customer.
Yeah.
So you won't really like get like, you know, after that it probably won't happen again with that same customer. It could do, but it's more unlikely. So my aim is just to do my website so I can grow my Instagram page.
Yeah.
And then maybe get a new follower, a new customer, so we can come back for more.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, that's definitely, I think that's the best way forward, for sure, especially, and profit-wise as well, of course, because you're not losing a couple of quid here and there on every pair of you.
Yeah.
All right, so this brings us to the defining moments segment. So every guest got to bring in 3 pictures that has defined where you are currently today and your journey.
Yeah.
So can you start by telling us what the first picture is and why it's a defining moment?
The first picture is the one I was talking about earlier, this Halloween shoes.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Air Force.
yeah.
I picked these because that was my first pair
Yeah.
that I ever resold, say. So that picture is like, obviously stick with me probably forever. So that'll be the first ever pair.
So you got like a soft spot for that pair of trainers now?
Yeah. I never had that pair back.
Yeah.
Since that pair, I never had it again. Maybe I will soon or eventually, you never know.
And how many years ago was that?
That was 2, maybe 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
3 years ago, I think it was. That's when I first ever started.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's 3 years ago now.
So if that pair popped up now, how much would it be worth now, considering they don't get made no more?
I don't think it's going for much anymore.
No?
No, I think that's dropped. That has. So the prices on everything just changes all the time. Like it's crazy. Like
It's got to kind of ride the wave of a shoe.
Yeah, literally. Like some pairs will like skyrocket and then it'll just come back down.
Yeah.
Like Dunks. Like I was saying earlier, Dunks, like they skyrocketed so much. Probably most Dunks did.
Yeah.
Now, like there's no point getting Dunks in.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you talk me through the second picture and why it's a defining moment for you?
The second picture would be the rope laces.
Yeah.
The customized rope Air Force. This is because these are the first rope laces I made, and this is what has scaled my business, I would say, the most.
Yeah.
Out of any pair. This has helped me like grow, as in followers and profit-wise, money-wise, definitely.
They do look fresh. Where did you get that idea from to use them?
I got the first idea, I think I seen it was on YouTube.
Okay.
Or it might have been TikTok. I seen a video of some girl doing it, and she done it. That was her business. She only done that, just wrote customs.
Yeah.
But she obviously done like loads of different customs. So I seen that and I just like wanted to try it myself. I just wanted to get onto it. And at that time it wasn't as big as it is now. But so I wanted to just get on it early as I could. So I just tried it. Made my first pair. Wasn't as good. But obviously I learned then like little different things to tweak it and make it better.
Yeah, sick. Are there any other kind of laces you could use as well? Or like at the moment trending is obviously the rope laces. But how do you stay on top of what could be coming in or is trending? Yeah,
so obviously as you said, like what's trending and stuff, it changes all the time. Like maybe in a few years this might not be a thing. So that's why I always got to try and think of something new, just in case it always did go out.
Yeah.
There is other laces I could use, like fluffy ones and different like smaller ones.
Yeah.
Different stuff like that. But I haven't done it yet. I always thinking, but I need to try different things so I can.
I like the fact that you said you jumped on it early as soon as you've seen it, because that's the difference between missing an opportunity, should we say, and like riding the trend.
Yeah.
So as soon as you've seen it, you implemented this straight away and you taught yourself how to do it.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a major like thing for your business, because if you let it go too long, you could miss the trend.
Yeah.
And then you're missing out on all that profit that you could potentially make.
Exactly. But there's so many now if you look, maybe if you go on Instagram, there's so many people doing it.
Yeah.
Like I see it all over Instagram. so many people on it now. But even like reselling, there's so like when I first started, there wasn't as many resellers.
Yeah.
There's now everyone's trying to like jump on the trend.
Yeah.
Like
I don't see too many of them, to be fair. So that's why I think this business it's like quite a niche business.
yeah,
Like unless you're in this sort of industry, you don't really see too much of it going about. That's why I was excited to get you on today, just because it's a different business to what I'm used to. So yeah, all right, let's move on to the third defining moment picture. Why is it defining?
This picture is defining Geo. I picked this one because I've been working on it for months now, good few months. This is going to be my own brand.
Yeah.
That I haven't put out yet.
Exclusive.
First time. So I don't want to talk too much about it, 'cause I don't want to go into it too much, but just I wanted to put out first on here before anyone else. But yeah, this is a brand that I've been working on for a few months, and I want to open myself.
And is it a brand that's going to be trainers, or like what brand is it? Don't say too much, but what kind of brand are we expecting?
It's not trainers. I didn't want to go into trainers, so it's not trainers. I want to do something a bit different.
Okay.
So obviously I got this, and I wanted to just keep it separate from each other. So this is just completely different, but this is going to be like more accessories, stuff like that sort of thing. So
yeah, class.
Completely different to what I'm used to, but I wanted to try it, give it a go and something.
Class. Well, good luck with that. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
After people watch this podcast, then what do you hope that they take away from listening to your story?
I just hope that if anyone like resellers want to get reselling, go do reselling, they like jump on it, like don't just go straight into it, and they can do whatever they want to do. If they want to do reselling or cleaning shoes, that they go and do it and jump on it as well, because there's so many like opportunities and in the game, and there's so many different ways you can go through 100%. With it.
You've got to make a move, haven't you?
Yeah.
If you sit still, you're never going to make money.
Exactly.
It's one of them ones.
Exactly.
Okay, so where can the audience find you and your businesses online? Give us the handles.
You can find me on Instagram at rgrack_, and my cleaning page is Foot Refresh.
Yeah.
And then also you can find me on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
At rgrack.
Yeah, I'll also link the URLs in the bio, so if you want to go and check out Ryan's businesses, RG Rack and Foot Refresh, head down to the bio and click the links, that'll take you straight over to his pages. But yeah, thank you very much for coming on the podcast. As always, guys, please like, share and subscribe to our channel, as it helps us to grow, and I'll see you on the next one.
Capable Minds Podcast.